the betting, the not so much anymore is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
The penultimate race on the program is the 7th race. A 65 handicap where the average merit rating is a 64. 1700 meters is the race distance. 10 past 4, just after the top of the hour. 10 past 4 is the penultimate event on Sunday, and there's an interesting package. Reruns of Trevor and Robin Denman's horse, Lord of the Manor. Then there's a rerun of Rock With Me, whom I quite fancy, and interviews were done with Dennis Bosch and Peter Muscat.
World, Lord of the Manor in aura. Lord of the Manor comes forward at the 300, Decorated on the inside. Smart William, Fever's right down the inside, running a big race. Decorated and Lord of the Manor, Fever's on the inside. 8, Decorated though, picked it up, and number 8, Decorated's going on for the win. Decorated to win it. Lord of the Manor possibly second, then came Sea Sponge and Smart William. Hables along the inside and Fade to Black. Don't Touch Me. Say Sura's putting in a run on the grandstand side. Don't Touch Me, still by a length from Say Sura. Don't Touch Me's grinding away. Say Sura's coming with a run on the outside. Don't Touch Me's fending them off from Say Sura. Don't Touch Me kept up the gallop. Say Sura, Rock With Me, and then came Living Waters.
Yeah, Fever's a difficult type of horse. Yeah. He's a path fork. He has the ability. I told Praveen the other day, one of my partners in the horse, when he also went off a bit of form, he said, I want out. And then the next minute, as he went out, it ran second and won. And then he phoned me. He's a good hack. He's a mate of mine. And he says, look at me when I get out. I said, all right, you can come back in. And now the horse has gone a little bit off form. And I said to him, you must get out again. Here we go. Look, he's got a chance in a race like that. It's the way. I think the right jockey on Warren will get to name, and I'll be very happy if he's got more behind him, than in front of him. So if he runs in the money, I'll be over the moon.
Fist of Fires ran a blinder at his last start. Unfortunately, he's not well drawn again. But his work is out of the top draw heading in, and with a bit of luck in running, he certainly can be competitive.
Okay, let's talk about Fever, Fist of Fire. I also want to touch on Lord of the Manor, whom back on the poly, certainly going to be a runner, and I give Rock With Me a bit of a chance. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Rock With Me, but let's start with old Fever. Dennis tells a lovely story, doesn't he?
Unbelievable character, Dennis Bosch. I mean, from day one, the good old Clarewood days, we used to go out there, absolute treat. We got out to the stables there. He's always bubbly, vibrant, bouncy. And like you mentioned about Fever, it's all about the timing, about the owners getting in and out at the right moment. So there's a story to this horse, Fever. If he decides to gallop, you can look at his poly form. All 3 wins have been on the poly. He's been really good for his connections. He's had some hard luck stories in the past. So certainly for the short list, top 3 selection, Fever, definitely. Warren Kennedy did ride him 4 runs back and a while back when he actually won on him, beating Brigade. So he knows all about Fever. He's a horse from a half-decent draw. You just got to give him the confidence. I think if you just ride him correctly and you give him the confidence, he could pull off a race of this nature. There's not going to be a lot in form. It's a lower division handicap. It's a 65. So you're going to have to come with a few numbers. I think 4 or 5 runners for the short list.
Lord of the Manor, of course, you and your dad know the Denman family well. And this horse, from a bad draw at Scottsville last time, never really shone. But from a better draw in his penultimate start on the poly, he ran a cracker behind Decorated, as we saw.
Absolute cracker, yes. Trevor and Robin Denman, they'll be up early hours of the morning. They'll be watching their fellow run. This is their boy, Lord of the Manor. Last run, he was drawn 12 out of 13 at Scottsville. That was on the turf. We draw a line through that. You go to the penultimate run, went second to Decorated. He did beat number 7, Fever. And just looking at the betting, they're betting 9-2 the field anti-post. So it shows you the openness of the field. And when you look at Lord of the Manor, Anti-post 10 to 1. So the value's there. You got to go with Lord of the Manor. Half decent draw. And I like the fact that he's coming down in trip. I thought he was lethal up to a mile. He did manage to beat Kane Lyman Soda over 1,800, and then he did run second over 2,000 meters. But I believe 1,700 meters, this is the winning formula for him. The drop in trip and Lord of the Manor at 10 to 1, this has got to be the value in the race.
Okay, yeah, the Karari Gelding, we showed you his rerun when running second Decorated, so certainly 10 to 1, there's the value for you. One other horse, Sheldon, I want to ask you about, and obviously we can't talk about the whole field, but 11 Rock With Me, I give him a bit of a chance on his best efforts. I know with him what you see is what you get, but he's coming down in the rating, and that man Kumalo again.
In his previous runs, I've put him into the play, the swingers and the quartets, when he's run fourth and third. He's a horse who, I'm not sure if he's a straightforward individual or what's exactly the story with him, but you have to throw him into the quartets. He's a horse who, Yadev Singh had a winner the other day, that horse Extract. They put the absolute lights down. And Rock With Me with Kamalo aboard, you've got to include him. And then a horse that I wouldn't overlook, number 6, Fat Cigar. I caught him right at 25 to 1 when he won his maiden. That was over a distance. It was over 1950 at Scottsville. I had a bet on him that day after finishing like a steam train first time out. And he just seemed to gone off the boil. But if you look at his excuses, speedy, cut left hand, brushing wound, speedy, cut left hand. Comes with a book of excuses, and then last time over-raced over 1,400. So the cheek pieces, hopefully that Tabisa Gameda can get him to settle, and Fat Cigar, he's got the ability, and let's just look ratings-wise, he's running off a competitive rating. So Lord of the Manor, Fat Cigar, throw them in your exactors and your swingers, but all in all, a very difficult race.
Fat Cigar was the fastest finishing last time. This colt, he's still a colt, about twice over. Interestingly, he's still a colt, and he finished, he was the fastest finishing. There's been 6 runners, 2 winners out of that form line, and he was slow out the pen. So Sheldon could certainly be on to something here with number 6, Fat Cigar. Well, a tough race, but maybe a boxed exactor and a boxed swinger. We could suggest to you, if you follow us, 6 Fat Cigar, 8 Lord of the Manor, 11 Rock With Me. Because at those prices, if they happen to arrive, you could find yourself a little bit more wealthier than you were before the race.
It's good fun. Days like these are great. You get the whole industry together, and to have, companies and corporations like Interbet and Cape Racing who are so generous with sort of time and energy into making a day like this possible is it's fantastic for everyone.